All right, let's review the test. Number 1, solve by any method but show work. Well, the methods we could use are quadratic formula, factoring, completing the square, any number of things. If you could recognize the factoring, that's probably the best way to go. So on number 1, if you brought the negative 16 over, you're going to have to do this anyway, no matter which method you use. So x squared minus 8x plus 16 equals 0. I recognize that that can be factored. That's a perfect square. So just off to the side here, I'm going to make a note that it's a square equaling 0, and what goes in the square is half of negative 8x, so minus 4. That means my solutions should be 4 with a multiplicity of 2. Okay, but what if I had not seen that, and instead I did the quadratic formula? Well, let's see. I'm doing the b squared minus 4ac first because I want to know what kind of solutions I could get. Okay, and this is 64 minus 64. When you get 0, or when you get any kind of perfect square, then that tells you that it was factorable. Okay, and because it's 0, it's also telling me I'm only going to get one root. So here's x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of 0 over 2 times 1. So it's 8 over 2, or 4. See, just what I thought it was going to be right there. So you kind of have to just choose strategically. Now on number 2, I could also factor that. I could factor that as x plus 6, x minus 6, because I recognize that. It's a difference of squares. So I'm expecting 6 and negative 6 to be my solutions. I could use the quadratic formula, it's true, and the b value will be equal to 0. But what I could also do is just add 36 to both sides and take the square root. And remember that I have to put on the plus or minus. So again, any method, some are better than others. But whatever you decide to do, show your work. Okay, on number 3, the roots would be 4, and that has a multiplicity of 2 because it bounces at 4, and also 5. Now, in factored form, this would be, now you notice it's coming down as a negative. It's coming down from the top. So there needs to be a negative out in front. We're going to assume that the a value is negative 1, and then put our 2 factors here, just like this. Now, in standard form, I need to multiply this out. Now, you remember x minus 4 squared? This was from number 1. So I kind of already know that. It's x squared minus 8x plus 16. And now if I multiply, so go in a 2x3 box, x minus 5 with x squared minus 8x plus 16. What I really need to remember, though, is that I have a negative here. I'm going to put that in at the very end. So this is x cubed minus 8x squared plus 16x minus 5x squared minus, let's see, 40x, and 16 times 5 is negative 80. Okay, now remembering that I have to put a negative onto all these things, It's negative x cubed. We normally would have gotten negative 13x squared, but I'm going to put that as positive 13x squared. Let's see, this is negative 24, so I'm going to put positive 24x and positive 80. All right. The end behavior, as we go to the right, we're going to negative infinity, and as we go to the left, we're going to positive infinity. The y-intercept would be the number at the end of standard form, 80. So 0, 80, this one right here. Domain, all real numbers. Range, all real numbers. Number 4, given a factor x plus 1, we're going to find all the roots. So we got to use negative 1 with 1. Remember, a placeholder for x to the third. Negative 3x squared, a placeholder for x. And 2. Drop the 1. Multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. So what I've got left is x to the third minus x squared minus 2x plus 2 equaling 0. Okay, now what I think I'm going to do, excuse me, now what I think I'm going to do is factor by grouping. Take them 2 at a time. Greatest common factor, x squared, leaving behind x minus 1. Next to greatest common factor, negative 2. And that leaves behind x minus 1 and equals 0. This doesn't always work 100% of the time, but here it worked. Take out an x minus 1, leaves behind x squared minus 2. So here's another 0. Right here, this is x equals 1. And then from x squared minus 2, I can add 2 to both sides, take the square root, and get plus or minus root 2. Okay, so find all the roots. Think we've got them. There's 4 of them. And so we have negative 1, positive 1, root 2, and negative root 2. Okay, and number 5, given the following graphs, finish if it's an odd function. So what an odd function is going to do is it's going to rotate about 180 degrees on the origin. So this one's going to come over here like this. This part, you can imagine like a fan blade is rotating up. And part B, finish the graph if it's an even function. An even function is going to reflect across the y-axis. Let's see, did I do a good job? No. Let's try that again. I'm looking at this point right here. I'm trying to reflect to that. So maybe more like that. And then finish the graph if it's neither even or odd. You could do almost anything. Just don't rotate it and don't reflect it across the y-axis. So I could just do a little noodle over here, something like that. No, it's neither even or odd. Well, that's it. Hope you do well. See you next time.